Welcome back to the Unikaksha. So we are going to discuss something about how to install RStudio and some of the very basic concepts related to managing the data using RStudio. So I'll directly take you to the site from where you can download R and RStudio. So basically you first need to download R. So you can simply type download R for Windows because most of the time we use Windows. If you are using any other operating system, you can pass the name of that operating system. As you can see, you will be redirected to this one site called as cran.r.project. Just click on that and it will open the very recent version of R, which is R 4.1.2. If you click on it, the downloading would start. Now I'm not clicking on it because I have already downloaded R in my machine. So I'm not using it right now. Similarly, if you want to go for the RStudio, then you can simply type download RStudio. Again, you will be redirected to this page called as rstudio.com. If you click on it, then it will open this page from where you have to select that what you exactly want to download. If you say that you want to download RStudio desktop, then again select that which particular operating system you are working with. Select the operating system, the code will start. The operating system will, after the selection of the operating system, the file will start downloading that you have to install. Now, while installing R as well as RStudio, you just have to keep in mind one thing, that do not change any of the default setting. Just keep all this default setting as it is. Never ever change any setting. Just click on next, and finally there will be a process called as finish. As soon as you click on finish, the software will be installed in your machine. Let me just show you how it looks like. So this is basically how the software looks. Let me just erase all these things. So your software, whenever you'll open RStudio for the first time, will have basically 3 panels. This won't be there at the start. One is called as console. This one is called as environment. I'm clearing my previous environment, and this is something called as the file page. So basically, what's the use of console? So if you simply type any of the expression over here, you'll be easily getting its output. So console basically acts as a calculator. And not only as a calculator, you can write any type of query in a console, and console generates the output for that query. So the only problem is, now you'll say that if I can write the code in console, then why there is a need of scripts or any other thing? The reason is you cannot save the things that you are writing inside the console. And so we need to have a script. So the thing that you can see over here is called as a script. Here you can write the code and you can save the code. For example, if I'm writing over here that let's start understanding R programming language. Now, if you have seen very carefully, I have written something like this, but while writing, I made sure that I'm writing it after this hash symbol. The hash symbol represents that you are writing something in comment. What's the use of comment? Whatever line is a comment, that line is not processed. That means there is no output which is given for the comment. So if you're writing an expression something like this, and if you simply press Control Enter, or if you press this run option, which is available on the screen, then it is going to generate the output. You can see the output inside the console. Okay, so I just hope you have understood from this tutorial that at least till now that how to install R and RStudio, from where to download it, and how the basic difference in between console and your scripting part is. On scripting part, you can write whatever complicated logic that you want to write, and you can find out its result is always displayed inside the console part. So that's basically, you have to remember, writing code in script, you can save your script, and in console you are going to get the output. So if I want to save my current script, I simply have to press Ctrl S, select the particular folder where you want your codes to be saved. So if I'm writing is that try1, then my code will be saved with the name of try1 in the designated folder that I have chosen before some time. Okay. Now the next thing is, every programming language provides something called as constant versus variable. Now, as the name suggests, whenever you say something as a constant, the value of that thing remains consistent or constant throughout. And whenever you say something as a variable, that means it is having the ability to vary. To vary, it means that to change. So constants are something which are fixed, but variables are something which have the ability to change its value. Now you'll say that what's the use of this constant, or what's the use of this variable, why it is required at all. So just imagine you have this very huge expression that you want to evaluate. Now I'm writing any random numbers. There is no particular strategy in my mind at why I chosen these numbers. But yes, so you simply want to evaluate this particular, equation which is given in front of you. Now, if in a simple code, I want to use this expression 10 times, then I have to write this expression 10 times, then I have to run it in order to get the value. It is very time consuming process. Instead of that, if I store this entire equation with some name, suppose called as A, so next time, whenever I want to call the value or whenever I want to refer this particular expression, I'll simply call my variable A. And as you can see, its value is printed in the console part. So that's basically what we mean by a placeholder or a variable. That is nothing but a thing which is able to, or which is capable of storing the value, or which is capable of storing the answer of any evaluation that you're performing on the right hand side of that equation. So that's basically what we mean by a variable. So now as we have written the name of the topic, it's constant versus variable. So what is the difference in constant and variable? So as per the normal English name, constant is something which is consistent, variable is something which is capability of varying. For example, if I write pi over here, and if I type this, then you'll find out that automatically it prints the value as 3.141593. We have not feeded this value, we have not saved this value. It is automatically processed by R that the value of pi is 3.14 because someone has already fixed or made constant this value in R. That's why it's called as a constant type of value. Similarly, there is one more constant called as letters. So this constant is able to produce the letter from A to Z in a small case. If I type letters in a capital case, then that's another constant which prints the letters from A to Z in capital case. So from this, we have also understood that in R, you have to write everything with a case sensitivity. That means if I'm writing letters in capital and if I'm writing letters in small, both means exactly different. So you have to be very careful whenever you are writing code in R because it is case sensitive. Then there is something called as one more thing, month.abb. So that is going to provide you the results of or names of the month in abbreviated format. And if you type month.name, then it provides the name in the proper format. So this is basically what do we mean by the constant and what do we mean by the variable. Let us have a very simple experiment on this. Suppose I am writing A is equal to 100. I execute the statement and I am trying to check that whether the value of A is 100 or not. So I just typed this variable A and it displayed the value which is contained by that variable, that is 100. Now I'm using one function called as rm. I think from the name itself, it's very clear that rm function is going to remove any variable that is present inside the data. So I'm removing this A variable. Let us just remove it. And now if I retype A, it gives me the error that object A is not found because you have already removed it using rm function. Let us take the same case. Suppose I'm writing pi whose value is given as 3.1415. If I perform pi is equal to 10, so the value of pi will be now updated to 10. That means if you want to find out the area of suppose a circle with the radius 1, then the formula is pi r square. So that is if you simply write pi, that is 10, into pi, because it is pi into r, then you will find out the result is something like this. Because it is considering the value of pi as 10, so it will become 10 into 10 into 10, and so the result is 1000. So in case of constants, you can change their values at any point of time in your code execution. It's not that like if the variable is constant, then we can never ever change its value. Ideally, it should have been like that, but R doesn't support that particular methodology. And that's why using constants in R can be sometimes very tricky because you can change the value of that constant at any point of time in your code. Okay, so basically that's the difference in between variable and constant. And yeah, one more difference, if I write rm of pi and if I write pi over here, so when we perform the similar type of activity in the previous case with a variable, it generated an error, but now it is going to get back to its original value, that is 3.14159. You changed its value previously, and then again you are trying to retype the value of pi. Again, it is retaining its own original value, that is 3.141593. So this is basically how the variable and constant interacts with each other. So in today's session, we have seen what is R, what is RStudio. RStudio is basically integrated development environment provided for R, where you can write your codes, execute your codes, check the bugs inside your codes, visualize, and everything in a single screen. That's basically what's the USP of using the any kind of studio like RStudio for writing the codes of a certain language. Anyway, so with that discussion, I just hope that today's topics are clear to you. In the next session, we are going to discuss about the various data types that are available inside the R. Please stay tuned for the next video tutorial. Till the time, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.